Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome to another reading. Let's get started with your oracle. I was going to do a podcast on animism because it came up in one of my readings that somebody has, they got lost in the mass media and they need a detox and they're feeling really disconnected, right? So I was going to do a podcast talking about that. However, this message, it's feeling like, so I've got my cat meowing at me and now my puppies are playing. I've heard somebody, the studio's in an apartment. So somebody flushed their toilet and you could hear the water running through the pipes. So there's water elements going on right now. It was absolute silence and now it's not. So maybe somebody's trying to distract you, especially when it comes to mass media. They're trying to pull you away from where you're supposed to be focusing. Okay. Also, before I started, I was called to some elements of abundance and clarity and calm and guidance. So I feel like this really needed to be something that was calm. And now my fridge just kicked off. Okay, so now everything's gonna get quiet. Let's start with these two, because these two wanted to come out. The trout and lily of the valley with purification. Yeah. And then we have vulture and asphodel with upheaval. Okay. Yeah, we need to purify. Let's do this again. We'll just go ahead and do it again. If you feel like you needed some detoxing, so just take a moment and let this energy cleanse you. Okay? I want you to take some deep breaths. Yeah, okay. So with the trout and the lily of the valley, I'm going to go ahead and read from the booklet before Spirit takes me off into a whole new path. Also, white. White is a theme. Okay, so when I was setting up for today's message, I felt like getting this little doily out. Okay, I really like this doily. It was something that I forgot how I came across this. And it's got some stains in it, you know. But this one right here, it has a little heart shape. I don't know if you can see that. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be like a little pinwheel. However, anyway, I felt like doing a doily today. And it's white. Okay, so there's significance here with the color white. Okay, let's just get that out there. All right, so here's the vulture, and let's get to the trout. Okay, both the trout and the lily of the valley symbolize return and restoration. A river or lake teeming with trout indicates a balanced and healthy ecosystem. Conservation efforts at rewilding streams often focus on reintroducing trout, in this case it's a rainbow trout, to their native habitats once rivers have been decontaminated and barriers such as dams removed. And I say rainbow trout because the color, the rainbow, is significant here. Likewise, in the Victorian language of flowers, the lily of the valley communicates a return to happiness. This is perhaps due to the legend of Saint Leonard, a hermit said to have slain the last dragon in England. Wherever the blood of the dragon was spilled, lilies of the valley grew, and once the dragon was killed, Saint Leonard returned to his life of peaceful solitude. Your difficulties are subsiding, and happiness will soon be restored. Now is the perfect time for quiet meditation and deep introspection. Is there a harmony within your personal ecosystem? How do you know the difference between a toxic person, situation, or idea and one that is required for balance? Well, purification, like doing a mass media detox, right? Doing a mass media detox could help us see things clearly. Cleansing our home, our spirit, our souls, ourselves. Doing a mud mask. Drinking some herbal tea. There's a lot of different ways that we can go about purification. The vulture and asphodel indicate an unforeseen upheaval leading to grief, mourning, or regret. The vulture is often associated with death, but it plays an important role in our ecosystem. So we're talking about ecosystem again. Its consumption of carrion, which is animals that are dead, prevents the spread of disease. Relatedly, in Greek myth, asphodel was said to grow in the underworld, and to the Victorians, it sent the tragic message, my regrets follow you to the grave. Often what follows upheaval looks like ruin, and it's tempting to clear the rubble and start again. The vulture and asphodel reminds us that there is value in what's been lost. Take time to grieve before you rebuild, lest you harbor regret. A trauma may have occurred, and you need time to grieve. Cleanse your wounds carefully before attempting to move on. How do you experience grief? And how do you redefine yourself after an upheaval? Okay. So, 2 things. Ecosystem came up. And this could be the direct communication of your current ecosystem, right? Is there upheaval in your ecosystem? I mean, let's not get it twisted. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on around us in the world, right? Yeah, there is some stuff that's messed up our ecosystem. This is letting us know, though. So this card is basically the death card in tarot. It's also the Tower card. It's 2 in 1. So the Tower is the upheaval, right? We experience an upheaval and it rocks the foundation. If it's not solid ground, it's going to tumble away. If it is solid ground, then maybe you'll only lose a couple of things and then you can rebuild or whatever. And this card it's like, I want to say the Magician. It's like the Magician. Because you have what you need. The trout and the lily of the valley represent the maybe the Fool, actually, the new, trying again, starting over, right? So we have starting over from what has essentially the equivalent of a death. Now, this could be, like, you may have, depending on who's seeing this, because this is a collective, message, right? And so I need you to take this with a grain of salt. If you are someone who's experienced a loss in the family or friends, my heart goes out to you. I'm very sorry. This could be loss of job, could be loss of relationship, it could be loss of a friendship, whatever the case may be. When we experience that loss, like I'm a medium and shaman. I can tell you with great certainty that when our loved ones cross over, they don't just disappear. And so I was talking to one of my friends about this last week. Both my grandmother and my mother, devout Southern Baptist women who swore up and down that anybody who could quote unquote talk to the dead, that was witchcraft, that was blasphemy, that was evil, you're going to hell, the whole 9 yards, right? When my grandmother passed away, she came to me and asked me to talk to speak at her funeral, at her graveside. Because she was looking for the next storyteller. She's passing the torch. Right? And then when my mom passed away, she came to me to make sure that all of her requests that she had requested prior to her death were being honored. And one of them was that she had the ashes of one of her dogs. She wanted that to be buried with her. And so she asked specifically, is little man with me? And I said, yes. And she said, okay, have a good day. But in her way, it was like, okay, have a good day. So, and she continued to communicate. They both continued to communicate with me. And I have asked them, like, hey, you told me, you swore that, this was not a thing. And they were like, ooh, yeah, about that. In their way. So I can honestly tell you that your loved ones do not leave your side. They stay with you. They go through a life review to see, what items on their checklists of things that they needed to accomplish before they even came to this life. They made it. There was a checklist of things that they wanted to try and accomplish, and things that they wanted to experience. Right. And so they go through that list. They go through the review. Did they accomplish, the things that they wanted to accomplish? Did they experience the things that they wanted to experience? Is there something that they can do to help be of support? Because that's an option. That's an option. You can stay there and be an ancestral guide, right? There's a lot. There's a lot of things that go on the other side that even I can't fully comprehend, and they are not at liberty to communicate to me. That's just part of the unknown, because our human brain may or may not fully understand it. Rest assured, if this can bring you comfort, that after those upheavals, after those moments where we don't have the thing that we used to have, the normalcy, the consistency, there's space for new life to grow. So on that, I'm going to get one more oracle card, because I feel like this is important. Also, I keep hearing again, going back to the mass media detox. Like, it's time to give your everything a break. And again, it goes back to animism. Okay, so animism is the belief that all things have like a life, if you will. They have a vibration, they have an energy, they have a frequency. All things matter. All things matter. Light has a vibration, sound has a vibration, it has a frequency. These crystals have they have a matter, they have a vibration, they have a frequency. This candle, like I can manipulate this candle with my frequency, my energy. Yeah, see? I will do it again. Okay. This plant has a frequency, even though it's not real. It has a frequency of plastic. This was made by hand with love, and it has a frequency, and it's been loved. These cards have a frequency. So animism is the idea that things have a frequency and an energy and a life and a consciousness to a certain degree. Okay. Hi, kitty. Hey, bud. Right. And those things, those frequencies, the way we interact with it has an effect on us and on it. So my interaction with this crystal and this candle and this plant and this doily and these cards, my Palo Santo, it has its own vibration, it has its own frequency, it has its own aura, and animism is that belief, right? The things that we ingest, social media, news, like through our phone, through our tablet, our computer, what we observe on billboards or the grocery store, whatever. If we are constantly ingesting things that have the vibration of scarcity or death, fear, anger, then that is what our spiritual body is ingesting. And when our spiritual body is consuming nothing but dog poo, to put it lightly, then it has an impact on our energy body, our nervous system. And it also has an impact on our physical body and our mental body, right? So you may be experiencing death in like your sovereignty and your authenticity. So what that's it. Overcoming obstacles, the goat and willow, and turtle and coriander with satisfaction. Okay. So this is the third time. If you have seen any of my videos in the last couple of weeks, when I pull out the Woodland Warden deck, the goat and willow comes up. This is the third time. With overcoming obstacles, the goat is just trying to climb its mountain. If you ever lived in the mountains, like in California, the land management uses goats to reduce the overgrowth of grass to help prevent natural fires. So you're just out there like eating your grass and climbing your mountain and doing your thing. And with the willow tree, the roots will go really deep. It will break pipes to get to water. It will not stop until it gets to where it's trying to be. So yeah, your upheaval, it's time to purify your ecosystem, because you can't get up that mountain, and you can't let whatever obstacles are trying to be in your way be in your way. And here with the turtle and coriander, I feel like this is just refreshing. The turtle and coriander calls us to be satisfied with what we have been given or what we have achieved. It invites a moment for rest and reflection. Perhaps due to Aesop's fable, The Tortoise and the Hare, turtles are symbols of patience and good health. In this folk tale, the slow but determined tortoise wins its race against the speedy but distracted rabbit. The turtle triumphs by pacing itself, illustrating the adage, "Slow and steady wins the race." Similarly, in the Victorian language of flowers, coriander indicates concealed worth, reminding us that things may not always be as they appear. In other words, a dedicated tortoise who puts in the work can achieve just as much as, if not more than, the swiftest rabbit. Slow down and enjoy the journey. Avoid rushing toward your goals for the sake of winning. Arrive in your own time. What in your life brings you satisfaction? Have you taken time to express gratitude for what you have? Are you rushing things or honoring your own pace? Okay, so this is actually really important with this over here, the purification and upheaval. Because with upheaval, it did mention like being mindful and being aware of not trying to replace what was lost with something else in the heat of the moment. So if it's like a new, if it's a relationship that has ended, we're not going to rush out there. It's not advisable to rush out and replace that relationship with something else. Give yourself time to grieve, give yourself time to heal, give yourself time to purify. And tears are one of the greatest purifiers for the soul, for the body, for the nervous system. I feel like your greatest obstacle is, climbing your mountain, is going to be the emotional confronting, right? Being open and honest with yourself about how you feel. And guess what? It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel grief. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be frustrated. If you're grieving because of the loss of normalcy that used to be here in this 3D, that's okay. You can grieve that. Absolutely. I think we all are. It's also telling you to take time. Don't try and stuff something into the hole to make it all better. Take time to let it just be what it is. Again, I keep hearing mass media detox. You might want to just stop watching the news. No more Reddit. Like, do it for a week. Just do it for a week. See how you feel. Maybe go out and touch some grass. And I'm not saying like you never go outside. I'm just like, I hope you understand. Let's get some tarot on this grieving upheaval message. What do we got? What else would you like to add, Spirit? What is, let's see. We're talking about obstacles and grief and purification and taking time to be present with ourselves, right? Spirit. So can you tell me what is their obstacle currently? Yeah. Okay. The Four of Pentacles is your current obstacle. Feeling insecure. Feeling like you need to hold tightly onto what you have because of experiencing loss. Can you tell me about this upheaval, please? Is it this? No. Okay. Yeah. Can you tell me about the upheaval, please? So this is your upheaval. I'm actually going to put this together because they technically go together in the way I'm being shown. Okay, so it looks to me like the upheaval that you are experiencing is that the things that you once knew and understood and believed are being questioned. You're questioning them. And you're trying to hold tightly to what you once believed to be truth. And you feel incredibly vulnerable. Maybe you have experienced what I experienced when my mother and my grandmother passed away. And you're like, how is that possible? It goes against everything that I've learned. Or maybe you're an atheist, agnostic, and you had your own spiritual experience, and you're like, there's no scientific explanation for this. How is that possible? And so now you're questioning your beliefs. Right? And you feel incredibly vulnerable. Like there's a sense of insecurity. You want to go back to what you believed to be true because there was safety there. But now you've been exposed to a different belief, a different tradition. Yeah. Okay. What wisdom, what guidance what would you recommend, or what could be helpful to overcome the obstacle? and upheaval. Hmm? Hmm? This one? This one? In this order? Okay. Giving and receiving. Support. Okay. There is support for you out there. Also, I'm being drawn to the word gratitude. So I guess being grateful for the support that you have and that there is more help available to you. Okay, so the King of Wands, stepping into leadership, stepping up into your natural ability. Oh, and the Queen of Swords. I heard think for yourself. Okay. Think for yourself. Be objective. It's okay to receive constructive criticism. There is help available to you. You have to take the first step, though. Like, you have to take steps in that direction. I heard, okay, I don't know if you listen to Kendrick Lamar. I heard turn the TV off. So, that. Because, yeah, well, okay, so the revolution is being televised, right? It is. And that's where we're stuck. Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. Right. Turn the TV off. Okay, so again, this is a collective message. And so there's a lot of different messages coming through about loved ones and friends and the oligarchy, and like there's a lot coming through. This applies in so many ways. So this is going to end up being kind of, I think, lengthy, right? So, Spirit, if they are clinging to what once was their tradition, right? Regardless if it's job, partnership, friendship, spiritual belief, whatever the case may be, and you're asking or you're encouraging our viewer to take steps. They have to take the first step and choose themselves, knowing that there is a community of support out there. They have to take the step toward that direction. They have to be take leadership of their lives and create healthy boundaries. This could be spiritual boundaries too, by the way. Okay. I heard we're riding up that hill. Okay, so let's see what the outcome is if they do follow this wisdom. This one? Anything else? You move forward. It's the quickest, easiest path to move forward is what I'm hearing. You get to move forward. What are they moving forward into? Oh, new beginnings. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I don't think you could get any more blunt than that, honestly. You'll get to move forward. And there will be new beginnings. Now, Spirit is, if they don't fully understand this instruction and guidance, is there something else that they can do to move forward and have new beginnings? This one? Oh, have strength. Have self-love. Yeah, this is Leo's being represented twice here. So, and we have the sunshine back here. It's gonna be, it'll take longer. It's a longer path. If you just practice being still. So like meditation, prayer, having gratitude, self-love. It'll take a little bit longer. However, you will still get to moving forward and new beginnings. Although it's recommended, of course, that you always love yourself, right? Always have compassion for yourself and for others. Look at that. And the star is hope is renewed. Faith, healing. What's on the bottom? Oh, okay. So this, just as I looked at this card, Spirit was like, okay, once you have separated yourself from the things that have caused you the pain and the anxiety. So in the example of the collective that needs to do a mass media detox, once you have separated yourself from that, what's ailing you, like no more news, no more Reddit, no more Twitter, none of that. Go read a book, go for a walk, go be in the park, go feed the ducks, go feed the squirrels, go feed some birds, go get a plant and repot it. Anything but the news. Anything but Reddit. Anything but X. Anything but Facebook or Instagram. After that, we'll say week, you will find yourself mentally and emotionally in a different space, and you're being encouraged to protect that. Defend your peace is what I'm hearing. Protect your peace, because that hijacking of the senses is deliberate. It's deliberate. It's traumatizing. It causes trauma bonds. It's enslavement through trauma. Okay. Now, in the example of, the loss of a loved one, or the breakup of a partnership, or the loss of a job or a career, you're encouraged to take time and space to grieve so that you can heal, and then again, protect your peace. If you need therapy, get some therapy. If you need someone to communicate with, please Do that. Do that for yourself. When you take care of yourself, then you're able to do other things for other people. If that's the kind of person that you are. Some people are like that. Others may not be. But anyway, it's going to be important that recovering from the loss of a partnership, the loss of a friendship, loss of a job, even if you lost money in the stock market, because that's been going wonky, take time to recover and ground yourself. There is help for those things, right? Show yourself grace and mercy. Take time to be in meditation and prayer, depending on your beliefs. Some people are not fans of meditation because ADHD brain, and that's fine. Just go for a walk to clear your thoughts. Do whatever outside to clear your thoughts. Give yourself space and time, and when you find peace within yourself, again, protect it. That is what you're encouraged to do. Okay, now then, let's get into some affirmations for you. Yeah, this has been a rather lengthy message this time. Someone needed to hear it, so I am glad to be the deliverer and the storyteller. Okay. Ooh, okay. Conscious eating nourishes me. That's the other part of taking care of ourselves, right? Conscious eating nourishes me. It's good for the soul. Oh, I heard soul food. Ooh, go get yourself some soul food. If you know, you know. I unleash my wildness and choose to be free. This goes into that sovereignty and authenticity that I have been talking about a lot lately. Come back to yourself and then protect it. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be you. It's okay to be unique. It's okay to be creative. It's okay to be wild, feral. If you're feminine, then it's okay to be feminine. If you are masculine, it's okay to be masculine. It's also important to be healthy. I feel like one more. Well, okay, or two. We can have two. I meet resistance with kindness. Again, yeah, show some grace. Show yourself grace. Ooh, I am ready. Thank you. Gratitude. Okay, so this particular card has a very special spot in my heart. When I first bought this deck, it's called the Moon deck, and it comes in its own wooden box. I was so ecstatic. The amount of love and divine feminine energy that came from this deck was so amazing. And so my first time with the deck, I asked the deck, I showed incredible amounts of gratitude. And then I asked the deck, if you're ready, if it's okay that I work with you, can you please let me know? And this was the card that came up. I am ready. Thank you. So, your spirit, your heart, your soul, your higher self is letting you know with all of its heart that it is ready to move forward with healing. It is ready to be authentic and sovereign and free. This is so beautiful. All right, beautiful friend. This has been your message. Leave a heart in the comment for the people who are watching this. Send them your prayers and your love. We want to continue to be a community of supporting individuals for those who are going through the grieving process. And then I'll see you in the next one. So, remember to follow the moon, shoot for the stars, know that you are loved. Bye.